Hi nonfiction fans, this is Kirsten Larson. I am the author of A True Wonder, illustrated by Katie Wu, coming in just a couple of weeks from Clarion Books. It has a Kirkus and Booklist starred review. And today I am here to honor September 11th. I'm going to be reviewing this exquisite picture book, Survivor Tree, by Marcie Colleen, illustrated by Becker. But I wanted to kick this off with a personal story. Like most of us, I remember where I was on September 11th. I was working at NASA headquarters in Washington, D.C. in public relations. Our offices were just a couple of blocks from the Capitol. And it was really early when I got to work that morning when the first plane hit the Twin Towers. Since we were working in public relations, we often kept the TV on in the office, tuned to CNN. And so many of us were watching the news coverage as it unfolded. And throughout the day, there was a lot of misinformation and misreporting, which often happens in breaking news situations. There were reports of fires and bombs planted all over the National Mall. And then, of course, the second plane struck the Twin Towers. And pretty immediately, I knew I needed to get out of there. I wanted to get out of Washington, D.C. And driving home to Maryland, I couldn't get through. The cell phone networks were jammed. I wasn't able to reach my husband. I finally got through to my parents so they could relay information to my husband. But I just remember it being a truly terrifying day. And there are so many excellent children's books written to help teachers and parents talk about this tragic day with students. And honestly, this is probably one of the best ones out here. The first striking thing about the book is its vertical format, which matches that of the towers and also the length of a tree, right? How tall a tree is. And you can kind of see the sort of the shadow, Becker's design, kind of a shadow of the towers, and spotlighted the tree on the cover. This book also has, the case cover is different from the jacket flap. So when you look at the case underneath, you see the tree branches. And then it has these beautiful end papers of leaves blowing. So Marcie Colleen is a critique partner of mine, and I was lucky enough to read this beautiful book and be able to offer feedback. So I just want to read you a little snippet of this book. And the beauty of it really starts with the dedication from Aaron and Marcie, which says, "For us all, may peace and hope grow from the darkest of our days." A tree stood, steel straight and proud, at the foot of the towers that filled its sky. It grew, mostly unnoticed, silently marking the seasons. You can see how the tree is really dwarfed by the cityscape. In wintertime, the tree's bare bones stretched tall, reaching for the freezing bright blue above. Come spring, white flowers blossom, piles of petals scattered as people rushed by. So a few things to note about this book. It is a narrative story. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, but it also traces the seasons. It's told in luscious lyrical voice in a very touching and poetic manner. And this story is really one that all students can relate to. This pear tree nearly lost its life during September 11th, and then it was nurtured back to health and eventually replanted. And it's really a story of resilience that everybody can relate to. And it's really a testament to the fact that we can all go through horrific situations and we can all come out the other side. So this book marks September 11th, but I think it can also speak to a lot of the pain and tragedy of other events in life. And it's just honestly one of the most beautiful books I've ever read. And the illustrations are just fantastic. One thing, I'll just show you a couple of things here. But of course, September 11th was in the fall. And so Marcie talks about how this cycle of winter, spring, summer, fall went on and on for many years. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Right? Check out that page turn and the impact of that one small word. Those two huge towers dwarfing the tree. And then everything truly does fall down. And I think the other thing that's really powerful is that Marcie doesn't have to explain exactly what happened during the tragedy of September 11th with a lot of words. She's really left room for Becker to show what happened with his illustrations in a way that I think is so much more powerful. So anyway, I honor all of you who are finding ways to talk to your children about September 11th, all you classroom teachers who are providing context for this important day. And I highly recommend Survivor Tree to your collection for this day, but also for just to add to students' experience of resilience and how they can be resilient in the face of tragedy.